I don't recommend it.
Yeah,
People just think the bigger the this, you know,
We're just looking for any bits of metal.
If you've got less tyre contact patch.
Exactly.
And because you've got less contact patch, you've got to struggle to get that power down.
Yo, what's happening everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Ranj and I hope you're all doing very well. Now today I've got a banger video for you. We're going to be essentially doing everything we can to get the S3 ready for race wars, and destination one or stop one is going to be Unicorn Tuning up in Congleton, because we're going to get this car back on the dyno. Well, maybe on the dyno or maybe do some road testing with Rick to essentially ensure that it's all running perfectly, no overboosting, no issues. So let's set off and I'll see you there. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really get a lot of footage whilst I was at Unicorns and whilst I was talking to Rick, just because there was another customer there and I wanted to respect their privacy because they were having some car issues. However, I did get some footage from my dash cam when Rick took the car out and did some logs on the road, and let me show you because it's pretty funny. Appreciate how fast it is until you're in this seat.
Goes well, doesn't it?
So next day we're now at Aries Tuning. Hopefully you can tell from basically my surroundings. Hopefully you all know what this place looks like now. It's absolutely looking mint. Look, they've got sofas, they've got furniture and everything here for most likely people who want to wait. Golf R. It looks like a VW Golf R dealership. Today I'm basically here for Nathan to check over, have a chat, well, check over the car, have a general chat, see how things are going, and also he's going to be doing an oil service for me. So I've got the Miller's oil, I've got my oil filter, and hopefully, yeah, all goes well. Yesterday, so I was at Rick's at Unicorn. He went out, did some data logging, and everything was really good. No overboost issues, everything was spot on, and what more really could you ask for? Now, I did mention that he fixed a surge issue. I never really cared about that surge issue because it wasn't really too prominent, and I've just kind of spoke to Nathan. He's just asked me what's it like. It now drives lower end, it kind of drives like my MRC map, like the gears last for a really long time, which I'm not really a massive fan of, but you know what, it does make driving around town a little bit easier because there's not a lot of surge. It's not as dramatic and theatrical anymore, whereas before it was, and I kind of missed that actually. I could get that rectified and kind of get the old file put on potentially. I think that's how it maybe works. But yeah, otherwise it performed really well. I wish I got it on camera, but he basically drove it and I shit myself. Like, this car is a weapon. So it's always nice to come here and appreciate what people do. You know, even though loads of people have Golf Rs and S3s and RS3s, it's nice to see what people can do with them. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, that's an absolute track weapon. You got a massive CFS intercooler. I think that's an intercooler. Flipping hell, look at the camber on the front wheels. You've got your AP Racing brakes. I've never seen this style of wheel before. So yeah, it's nice to see different cars, different builds, and appreciate what people can do, really. It's looking good. I would like to see my car from an objective perspective. It's always quite nice. Do you know what's really interesting? You know, I think one of the questions I asked you a long time ago is how quickly does meth get burnt? And typically, because of the way I drive, I don't fill my tank up a lot because it's always pretty much always full. Yeah. And then after that time I went out with my brother and absolutely went for a flooring session. I come back, I was like, fuck, Bobby, half the tank of meth's gone, I'm going to have to drive carefully up. Like, it goes quick when you put your foot down, doesn't it?
Well, it depends if you're in prolonged boost.
Yeah.
Will, yeah. Because right at the top, that's when it's spraying it in. So
yeah.
At the top a lot. Yeah, it's going to start popping.
So I'm going to have to take a little, like 2 backups at least.
Fail safe? Any issues?
No
with
issues.
fail-safe?
Rick did ask me yesterday, because it all been dialed in. I was like, last time I was at Nathan's, me and he went for a drive and it's been dialed in. He was like, fine. I was like, fine. So seems to be fine. Yeah. I feel like this scene is proper popping off. Don't you think, the EA 888 scene?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like taking over the Dazzle platform. Like, so many people are realising what these cars can. Like, I saw on TikTok the other day, this guy posted a video of like a B58, a Dazzle, and then basically the EA 888 Gen 3 engine as his last post, saying like, this is the king. And I think people are starting to realise what they're capable of now.
Definitely. Got a spicy one over here that we've just built.
Is that the one with the silver intake manifold thingamajig? Yeah.
A G3900 turbo.
Wow.
I mean, there's a few bits on it. I mean, this is, when we post a picture of this, people will go, you know, the blue coil packs. It's like, this isn't our engine.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
This is the customer's. This is what he wants fitting. Like,
sure.
For me, I'd love to have it all neat and all black. And,
yes.
You know, whatnot. And I don't recommend APR.
No.
They're really bad.
Is it best to just use OEM?
It is, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what's on mine, isn't it? The OEM, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then you've got, he's had this screen pipe fabricated from the wastegate, which he had done elsewhere. It's it's not ideal.
No.
This is going to be red hot.
Yeah,
We've heat wrapped it, and we've heat wrapped.
Oh, is that what you've done, this bit?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But, I mean, it's right over his intake.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look how close that is.
I know, there's hardly any gap
It's
there.
going to have hot air coming through, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's expensive to have that done. So
Yeah.
it's down to the customer.
No, of course,
I can only point out and say, you shouldn't have that there. He's got a really fat downpipe.
Is that custom, that?
It is, yeah.
I was going to say, I thought it was, yeah.
People just think the bigger the this, you know, the faster it's
Yeah,
gonna go.
I know, the bigger the better, but
You
it's just
look
not
at-
always the
you know,
case, isn't it?
You look at my car, I'm at 745, I've got a 3-inch, you know, it flows enough, but people go over the top.
Yeah, because too much flow can create back pressure and stuff, can't it?
Well, it can reduce back pressure.
Right, okay,
too much
sorry,
flow. So the turbo just spins more freely.
Right, okay.
But you do want a bit of back pressure there.
Yeah.
You know, more control on the turbo. I mean, this car, for instance, this blue one, the one over, we built that engine only stock
Oh, okay, yeah.
last year, and he messaged me the other day saying, "Oh, I think the engine's gone." He sent me a picture, and it was all oil coming out of the exhaust. And I said,
Out the exhaust?
yeah,
Okay.
I said, that's your turbo, that. And then from there he goes, I just had a decap pipe fitted.
Oh.
And I said, if you haven't had that tuned and you've just fucking booted it,
Yeah.
the turbo just overspeed. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what happens.
That's the first thing that they say to do if you put a decat on a car, isn't it, to get it mapped in?
Yes, yeah.
Rookie mistake, that. You know, yesterday I was at when I was at Rick's, there was this. I did feel bad for this guy. He had his stage 2 S3 there,
Yeah.
and
Injector stuck open.
yeah,
Injector stuck
yeah. But at first he was saying it could because it stunk. I couldn't even sit in it. It stunk of fuel. So at first he thought it might be the fuel pump. But then I think as the day went on, I think when we got back, I think is it Mario?
Mario.
Yeah, he gave him the injector, and you could see like he gave him a spark plug, sorry, and it was like proper, like it looked like it was cooked kind of thing. And he looked really disheartened, but I was like, this is kind of like, it's kind of like the way it kind of really goes sometimes, one or two ways, and you kind of have to get used to it quickly, do you know what I mean? I don't think you can be discouraged by it, do you know what I mean? You really can't. It's just one of those things.
People are just under the illusion. I mean, and again, it's, you know, going back to what we said about it's great that you put that series out about your engine going, because that information isn't out there.
Yeah,
so people just think, I've got this car, I'll put a turbo on.
Yeah.
It's going to be shiny, happy people holding hands.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
Sounded terrible, his car, when it was on. Like
like most stock cars that go stage 3. Some cars you can check, you can put stage 3 and they'll just accept anything you do with them. Other people go stage 1, they start having an issue, and they have this constant battle with the car, and they're like, you know, why is this happening? And I'm like, some cars are like that.
I know.
Depends what life is
It's a
like.
hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. To think, why am I the unlucky one? But as you can't, I think the good thing about my little journey is I've been able to experience so much kind of bad that sometimes you just kind of like, you know what? It's just the way it is. It's just life. You know what I mean? Like it just sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not.
You can relate to it in so many different ways.
Exactly,
can't you?
yeah.
Different situations.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just cars, is it?
My brother, you know, touch wood. I hope you know his RS3. You know, that gets ham abused. You know, you see other RS3 8Ps. You know, some of them like the brake. I don't even know how. Even he's like, I actually don't. Ranj, I don't know how my RS3 survives. It's been on race wars. You know, launch after launch after launch, and you know, it's just
Been fine.
yeah.
It's one of them, isn't it?
It's like today I'm coming obviously for my maintenance. It's like one of the things that my brother mentioned to me is like, get the people who've built your car to maintain it now, because it's the only way to it's the easiest way to kind of ensure that it's all right. Because it is really, because it is easy for anybody to go somebody a little bit more local, but it's just not. I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you say, like they will start noticing and unpicking and applying their little bespoke kind of thought process to it, and that is when things will go wrong. Because when you take it back to your original place.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, small things that we do, for instance, like, I mean, this valve in between. You know, someone will probably look at that and go, well, you know, that's wrong, and they'll change it, but that's actually got a purpose.
Yes.
You know, so when you get to this level of build as well, it is really critical that everything remains the same.
Yes.
You know, if someone had to, I don't know, change the radiator, and they disconnected this, for instance.
Yes.
And they didn't put it exactly where it should be. I mean, that's going to take your engine out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately.
See what I mean? That's crazy, isn't it? Like something so little as that can.
Well, unfortunately, people come back to us and go, "My engine's blown up," and like, you know, we haven't got like our own bank where we can just go, "Oh yeah." We have to look at it logically. We have to assess it and think, is this a build issue? Or is there something else, that's attributed to that? And people only want to hear what they want to hear. But we've got to be sensible and logical.
Yeah.
I'm not the person that will just, fuck someone off and say, that's not our problem. But it happens, and we're like, look, this has happened because of this.
Yeah.
So it's not nice. It's not nice,
Yeah.
situation to be in, because when we build engines, we want them to do really well. We want people to come back.
Yeah.
We want to keep servicing the car.
Hear success stories, yeah,
We
absolutely.
want to keep them updated and say, we've just noticed this, and because that's how you have a great relationship.
Absolutely.
Obviously, if we're working on the car, then we know what we've done.
Yes.
And if anything happens, then it's just less mud, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing we do as well, so we always check through this oil filter.
Right.
So we're just looking for any bits of metal.
Yeah.
Or anything that shouldn't be there. I mean, you always get, see, like there's a tiny bit there.
Yeah,
You always get,
damn, yeah.
Yeah, you always get that.
So interesting. When I've changed oil in the past, I never look at the filter so, in depth, but I suppose in a way.
Yeah. I mean, you can get stock cars, and they'll have it. It happens from cold start because you got cold metal and stuff. But
Sure.
it's all looking good.
Yeah.
He's after doing something to it anyway.
Oh,
I think
okay.
you should just leave it as it is.
Yeah. If it's not broken, don't fix
Yeah,
it.
it's been a great car. I don't really recommend you use man filters.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that is a lot bigger. I mean, this is the wrong
Is that the wrong filter as well?
filter, yeah.
Right, damn.
So what's this off? This is like RS4 almost.
TTRS maybe? Because I ordered 2.
Yes, TTRS.
Ah, God, I brought the wrong one.
But I'd always recommend genuine only.
Okay.
A lot of these collapse.
Really?
Yeah, the K&M ones in particular.
Yeah.
Almost every K&M one we've seen, they sort of collapse in each other.
Yeah. Have you got any?
I think yeah. Hey, you
Ah.
got a filter? In fact, I can see one. Keep that might be you.
Yeah, that one's for the TTRS. Pop that back in there. So, lesson learned. Go for. So, what's the brand? Is it literally just VAG Group filters?
I couldn't tell you the brand who actually make them. It's not
Right,
something I've really looked into.
Right,
because
okay. But
we
sorry.
get them cheap enough. So,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't actually know that, to be fair. Wow.
But yeah, we always get.
Oh, that's vastly smaller, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But these don't collapse like the other ones.
Right, okay. Is Keegan's car complete now?
Yeah, so we're putting a sump, and so I've done a experimental breather system on mine.
Yeah.
It runs the same turbo fuel pumps.
What's this breather system, sorry?
So
So is this something that you've developed?
Yes.
Okay.
So
What's
it's
the purpose? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're reducing, because even with a catch can or a stock PCV,
Yeah.
we've always got oil vapor going back through into the turbo.
Yeah.
So any oil or vapor that's going back through into the engine is going to lower the octane, because oil's a lot more volatile. Hot oil's more volatile than fuel. So if you're like, say, 102 RON, if you've got an excess of oil vapor going through, it's going to bring it down to like 100 RON. So this breather system, we actually return to sump from the catch cam. So any oil that's going into the catch cam is returning to the sump, and then we're venting that crankcase gas before it can go back through to the turbo. So we're just reducing how much oil vapor goes through.
Yeah.
So we get better ignition timing off it, and that's where more power comes from. Because the only difference when my car was last on the dyno, it did 719 horsepower. Put this breathing system on, it did 746.
Wow.
With no alteration.
Yeah.
So there is quite a big increase of power there.
Wow.
So yeah.
Is that going to be available for sale soon?
Yeah, we're not.
Not there
I mean,
yet.
it's because it's just me and Dave here. It's really hard for us to develop stuff.
R&D, yeah.
Yeah, because any time away from here, I've got customers
Yeah,
coming,
yeah.
you know, going, is my car ready? Da, da, da. So it's really hard. We're hoping later this year that because again we're working with Adam, who obviously designed
the Sun.
the Sun, to bring something out that's going to be fit and forget, basically.
Yes.
But yeah, it worked extremely well. So this guy wants to copy it. He's a good customer of mine. We've done a lot of work for him in the past. So I said, you know, you can trial it and see how you get on.
So yesterday went really well at Aries Tuning. So we've now completed a visit to Unicorn, a visit to Aries Tuning. I got the oil service done, I got a health check done, I got some data logs done, and everything is looking good. One last thing I'm going to do is change the cabin filter, just because, why not? Whenever I do an oil service, I typically try to... All I need to do, I want to be kind of careful because there's a couple of meth wires behind here. You can have a look in between it, I'm going to replace it anyway. Loads of debris, loads of dust. Last part of the puzzle is to essentially put the Race Wars wheels on my car. So I bought some new wheels, some 18-inch wheels. I bought Bowler B17s, nothing particularly special. Much prefer the way the Aussies look, but I bought them to essentially, you know, the smaller the wheel, the better for drag racing. I'm not going to tell you the science behind it because I don't think I'll do it justice. Now, you've seen these wheels before, so these are the Bowler B17s, proper chunky tyres, so the Sport Contact 7s. Now, why I say it's a long story is because I bought these brand new, probably covered around 400, 500 miles, and as you can see there, this tyre here got a puncture, and not a little puncture, so I'll try showing you. There, you can probably see it there. I mean, if anybody wants that tyre, let me know. Even if it was repairable, I wasn't going to race on a tyre that's been, you know, through a puncture repair process. I don't really want to do that for the sake of 145 quid, which is what the new tyre cost me, which is very dear. They are dear. But it is what it is, you know, safety first. So all I'm doing here is essentially just putting the jack under the car, getting it jacked up so I can swap the wheels out. And yeah, you can see that one there that's leaning against the garage is absolutely spanking brand new. Another reason why I'm changing the wheels now and why I didn't do it before the visit to Aries or before the visit to Unicorn is just because tomorrow I'm going to be seeing another guy, somebody new on the channel, somebody I've actually never met before, and they're called Aries Tuning, and they're based in Rotherham, and they're going to be the ones who actually change my top mounts over. So you'll see that in the next clip after I swap these wheels out. Alright, so here we are at Kohler Tech. Zach, really nice to meet you.
How's it going? You alright?
Yeah, I'm well, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good. So, what are we here to do today with the S3?
We're here to sort out your too much negative camber on the front. You said that because the car's such high power, you want a little bit less negative camber on the front.
And obviously that'll kind of help me with the tyre wear as well, because right now with the OZs, Nathan did say that the inner tyre...
Because you was running more than -2 degree of camber on the front, that's quite a lot.
It is, yeah.
On a road car, so yeah, we'll dial a bit of that back, get some more contact patch, and then hopefully your car will actually be a bit more grippier as well, more traction.
And you mentioned that you used to work for Audi, so that was kind of the beginning of your career.
Yeah, so I did my apprenticeship and then worked at Ferrari specialist and worked the rest of my career within the Volkswagen Audi group.
Nice.
I worked for Audi for, I think it's 5 or 6 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And I worked at Volkswagen for just over a year and then went self-employed. So.
Cool. And for anybody who doesn't follow Zach on Instagram, I'll pop his details in the description box. So are we going to be starting with the top mounts first, essentially, just to see?
I'm just going to strip all this down.
Yeah.
Just prepare myself, get access to these bolts.
Yeah, yeah.
So then when we do have to just drop the leg out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm praying that they do fit. I mean, to be fair, I bought them from Still Static.
Yeah.
And I mean, on the site they said that this fits stock shockers, so I'm assuming.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I've brought my stock top mounts. They are somewhere here, but yeah, I'd rather just kind of get that camber reduced because I feel like if you're going to run like anything like, you know, -2, I think it's really better for like, you know, if you
track cars and fast road because you've got 600 horsepower.
Yeah.
That camber means you've got less tyre contact patch.
Exactly.
And because you've got less contact patch, you've got to struggle to get that power down. So
yeah.
Basically, camber's good on a track car, but
of
what
course.
you're doing, if you're road racing, you've got so much less traction than the guy next to you because of that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
They're pretty light, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah, that's what I
got
thought.
a bit of like surface corrosion.
Yeah,
but the actual
because I
lid
think
is
they've been
good.
stood for such a long time.
That's all
which
it is, and that's what
it was.
some of these marks are.
Yeah.
But they'll all scrub off eventually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be worried too much about it.
Buzzing.
I like to take the whole leg off with the hub as one.
Right, okay, makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
Just because it's easier when you're on your own.
Yes, of course.
And it's just, again, you don't have to mess around with the pinch bolt.
Yeah,
You don't
okay.
have to use a spreader tool. I've got the special tool for that, but it's still a bit awkward. So I'd rather
interesting.
avoid damage, take the whole hub off. So I'll just hook everything up.
Yeah, of course.
And get it all out of the way and just take the whole leg off.
Ah, makes sense. I like that hook idea.
And then it's all safe then.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. Because typically, yeah. Oh, that's awesome, that. Yeah.
I'll probably take the disc off just to free up another.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Depends how tight that is. There you go. Yeah, so I might as well just take that off.
Yeah.
And then I can clean all behind your brake surface and make it all proper anyway.
Awesome.
Surely someone's done it, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I just want to test it myself first. The top mounts are common for spinning on these.
Right, okay.
Underneath.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's just the biggest headache in the world. So
Interesting.
One of my friends told me about this tool I'll show you. And it grips the underside of the factory top mount.
Yeah.
So then when it does spin, you see people who put an angle grinder and chop the top mount away.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
I use this thing. Everyone will love this. It's a good tool. So that little tool holds the bottom of the top mount from underneath.
Okay, cool.
So then if the top mount does break, you
Yeah.
don't have to damage anything.
Oh, nice.
So that's really good.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Are you from the Rochdale area?
I'm from Oldham.
Oldham, okay.
Just down the road.
So
There
kind
you
of.
go.
Oh wow, cool,
So
awesome.
it took me maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was actually really
Yeah,
quick. You don't
so-
realise how quickly it is, yeah.
And it just avoids damage to.
No, of course.
And especially when you've got them crazy big 8 pots.
Yeah, yeah,
Last
of
thing
course.
you want to do is scratch them.
No, of course, yeah. I think the guy still sat. He said basically, as long as the piston rod kind of goes through it, it should be absolutely fine.
So that fits like that, and then your original bearing.
Yeah,
goes there.
essentially, yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Did you put new bearings on?
No.
There? No.
No.
Because that's the bearing built in.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So that should just sit nicely on your spring,
Right. Okay.
like that.
Oh, which it does. Yeah.
We might actually end up. This might lower the car. This.
Okay.
Because if you look at, let's look at the stack height of this, for
Yeah.
example, and put that on the floor.
Yeah.
So that's stack height versus this stack height.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's like nearly almost double. Yeah.
So yeah,
about-
we might be lowering the car rate by accident, so we might have to do a ride out adjustment on the front.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna, the
Yeah,
stack
yeah.
height's a lot thinner,
No worries.
so we'll have to see if we can clean all this up.
Yeah,
It's cleaning it.
yeah, it's all right.
It's,
The good thing about the
surface
KWV3s is it's stainless steel, so they apparently
Yeah.
they don't because I had STXTAs on it
Yeah.
very early on, and they're I think galvanized steel, so I think they rust really quickly.
So and luckily the adjusters on KW's only one as well.
Yes,
They
yes,
only
yes.
have a little grub screw, don't they? So they're pretty good
Yeah,
overall.
yeah,
How slight that spring is now,
yeah,
we're gonna have to raise this car a bit.
yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll measure the stack height of that versus the other one.
Yeah.
And then we might just raise it. before
Yeah,
we
yeah,
actually
yeah, of
put the
course.
wheels on,
Yeah, yeah,
just
that's
so
fine.
that we know.
So yeah, Zach, do you want to give us a quick breakdown as to why we've gone with the
So
OEM ones?
On the previous video, we were saying there was like a 40mm difference in stack height. Well, that stack height didn't affect the ride height, it affected the tension on the spring, so the preload of the spring. So basically we had 40mm less preload on the spring. So when we got the ride heights correct to where they were before, I noticed the spring was just all loosened. Because these KWs don't have a helper spring, there was no way to really rectify that without
Sure.
raising the car massively, and that's just not what we want. So
Yeah.
we want it to be low, and we want it to handle right, we want it to be safe, so we've decided to put some OEM top mounts back on.
So firstly, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Secondly, a massive thank you for tuning in. And lastly, I know it's a bit of a random way to end the video, but I'm actually recording this way after Race Wars. Just to say, the Race Wars video will be out next. And then after that video, it will be me installing the wings. I've edited all 3 videos, finally caught up. I've just been so busy with work and life and everything and just overall. And all the videos I had to edit basically went on a bit of a back burner, so I do apologise for that in advance. But let me tell you, I've got loads of unedited content on the TTRS. I have made so much progress and I cannot wait to share it all with you. And then very lastly, just before we end this video, so myself, my brother, Aries Tuning, Nathan, Rick at Unicorn, we're all attending another airfield event where essentially they're going to hopefully I can get some better quarter mile times, better 100 to 200 times, and also hopefully if there's any issues they'll be able to kind of, I suppose, you know, as Nathan mentioned in this video, kind of fine tweak them. That is the perfect setting to do them on a, you know, on a mile strip. You make sure you tune into the next video, which is going to be the actual Race Wars event, and you can see what happened, because you already know by now it didn't go to plan. But yeah, listen, till next time, take it easy, peace.